A knock. The door opens. A man in a tan blazer enters the sterile white interrogation room. He's in his early 60s, tall, thin, with graying hair combed perfectly aside. He clutches a worn leather folder and an old-fashioned fountain pen. Behind him walks a younger man, no more than 35, in a tight-fitted correctional officer uniform. "Hello, Mr. Halloran," the older man says calmly with a polite smile. "I'm Dr. Ainsley Beck." The young officer sets a small voice recorder on the table, turns it on, and leaves without a word. The door clicks shut behind him. Across the table sits Jonah Halloran, 38 years old, bearded and tired beyond his years. His wrists are cuffed and his eyes are red-rimmed, not from crying but from lack of sleep. He doesn't respond right away. He simply stares at the mirrored wall to his left. Dr. Beck doesn't press. He opens the folder, glances down, and says, "This is a formal psychiatric evaluation, but I'd like to make something clear before we begin. I'm not here to accuse or judge. My job is to listen. That's all." Jonah still doesn't move. Dr. Beck clicks his pen open and jots something down. "You worked security, correct? Private detail in New Jersey?" Jonah nods. "Barely. I read about the incident at the Evermere estate. I need to understand your version. From the start. From before the fire." A long silence. Then finally Jonah speaks. "You won't believe me," he says, flat. "Maybe not," Dr. Beck replies. "But I'll listen." Jonah begins to talk. It started about 6 weeks before the fire. The Evermere family, rich, reclusive, hired him to monitor the estate at night. It was mostly boring. He would walk the perimeter, check the cameras, sometimes chase off raccoons. But then, things changed. "There's a third-floor window," Jonah says, leaning forward slightly. "In the east wing, the blue room. You can't reach it from inside the house. The staircase up there was sealed off decades ago. It's bricked shut." Beck writes, "Blue room window, unreachable. One night," Jonah says, "I saw someone standing there, in the window, a figure, just watching." "Watching you?" Jonah nods. "Describe it." "I don't know. Male, tall, black outline, no detail, no features, but not a shadow. It wasn't cast from anything." "And this figure," Beck asks, "appeared more than once? Every night?" Dr. Beck doesn't react visibly, but internally something clenches. He's heard variations of this before. Sleep paralysis, hallucinations, isolated delusions, trick of the eye. He asks if Jonah checked the room. "I did," Jonah says. "First night I saw it, I searched the house. I asked the butler about it. He told me something weird." Beck looks up. "He said no one goes near the blue room, not since the master's first wife hung herself in there. Said the window should stay shut." "Did you report what you saw to the Evermeres?" "I tried. They told me to keep doing my job and stop making up ghost stories." "And so you kept seeing it?" Jonah's voice tightens. "It got worse. After that first week, the figure appeared in more than just the window. It started showing up in reflections, mirrors, polished doorknobs, the surface of his coffee. Always behind him. Always still. He started leaving lights on, avoiding mirrors. But it didn't help. One night, while checking the rear lawn cams, the monitors all flickered. Briefly. Just for half a second. And in that split second, every screen showed the same thing. The figure standing directly behind Jonah, even though the cameras were facing in different directions. He spins his chair. Nothing. But the reflection in the black TV screen, it stayed a moment longer, watching him. Dr. Beck presses his fingers together. His voice stays measured. Jonah, have you ever experienced hallucinations before? Visual distortions, sleep-related phenomena. I'm not crazy, Jonah snaps. I know how that sounds, I know. But this wasn't sleep. I saw what I saw. You want to talk crazy? Let's talk about how I lost my damn shadow. Dr. Beck's pen stops. You lost it? Gone. Just one night it was there and the next it wasn't. I was outside under the floodlight and I realized nothing was following me. Not even a blur. Not even faint. It was like I didn't exist. Dr. Beck looks back through the folder. Arson. Manslaughter. 2 counts. Jonah had been arrested the night of the Evermere fire, found outside the flaming mansion, sobbing, with blood on his shirt. No known motive. The coroner's report listed the family patriarch and the housemaid among the deceased. The fire was ruled deliberate. Dr. Beck gently asks the next question. Tell me about the fire, Jonah. I didn't start it. Then who did? Jonah stares back at the mirror. You wouldn't believe me. 2 nights before the fire, Jonah had tried to end it. He'd borrowed his brother's revolver and planned to use it on himself in the guest cottage after his shift. He couldn't take the watching anymore. But when he held the gun under his chin and stared into the bathroom mirror, the figure appeared again. This time it wasn't standing behind him. It was reaching toward him. Its hand was inside the reflection, stretching, warping the glass like water. Jonah dropped the gun, ran. The next night he tried to burn the room, the blue room. He smashed the bricked-up door, climbed through, poured kerosene and lit a match. He swears he only meant to destroy the window. He didn't know the rest of the house would catch. Dr. Beck leans back. He's heard enough. Not because he dismisses it, but because something in Jonah's voice, the absolute conviction, is unsettling. It reminds him of something, or someone. Before ending the session, he asks one more thing. When you saw the figure, did it ever move? Jonah's voice drops to a whisper. Only once. When? The night of the fire. And what did it do? Jonah doesn't speak for a moment. Then, it smiled. Dr. Beck ends the session and walks back to his office with the folder clutched to his chest. He doesn't sleep that night. Instead, he pulls out an old journal, a private notebook he hadn't opened in years. There, scribbled in shaky handwriting, are memories from his own first year in practice. One entry reads, Patient 12B, identical symptoms. Claimed a second self. Said it followed through light, not shadow. Said it wanted his place. Another entry. He hanged himself in the rec room. Left a note. It wants to be seen. 2 weeks later, Dr. Beck returns to the facility. Jonah is gone. Transferred? Committed? The file says he attacked an orderly, but Dr. Beck isn't sure he believes that. The new psychiatrist won't share details. In his car, Doctor. Beck lowers the sun visor to block the glare. The rearview mirror catches his eye. For a moment, just one. He swears he sees something in the back seat. A blur, a silhouette. When he turns, there's nothing. But in the reflection, a faint outline remains. Watching, waiting.